I
Do you
would
have
trade
any?
Drew. I would trade Julius Randle. I love Julius Randle, but I would trade him if anything.
What is it because the city of Minnesota loves Naj Reid too much?
I think it's a part of it, but at the same time, I like Nas Reed at the
If
four. If and it depends on who you get. Like I think trading, and I've said this before. I think trading Julius Randle for De'Aaron Fox, as far as a value to value goes. I mean, I think you'd have to give up a little bit more than Julius Randle, but nonetheless, it's not that far off. You can go out and get De'Aaron Fox if you trade Julius Randle, because obviously he's making a lot more than Nas Reed too. So if you can offload that contract, I would do it.
well, I think it comes down to like, what point guard? Because I don't think you're not getting De'Aaron Fox.
No, it's not a realistic trade, but I'm
But like
just throwing it out there.
in the sense of we've talked about the Timberwolves needing a point guard. So like let's say it was Emmanuel Quickly in this case scenario, who is drastically better than Mike Conley, Rob
Yeah, I
Dillingham,
guess
and
he's just way too expensive.
yeah. But I mean, at this point, you kind of have to. At this point, you really have no other choice.
Malik Monk. I'll say this with every single contender that needs
Then are
some
you
sort of
trading
scoring
Julius
point
Randle?
guard. For Malik Monk?
Yeah,
No, you can trade Rob. You can trade Rob, Mike Conley, and maybe one more filler. He's only making 18. That's a cheap ass contract.
yeah, I know, but
Uh,
damn, like the way the Kings
Conley's
work,
making 11.
the way the Kings work, that's like nothing value. That's so nothing. That's a pick. One
Yeah, I
pick
mean
for Malik
you got
Monk.
assets too. I mean, yeah, you would have draft assets.
Let's
that
say
you might
let's
wanna
say
add
that okay.
into
Let's
that,
say
but
they're like, here's Malik Monk, or I'm gonna give you the this will be better. Let's say they're like Malik Monk, all right, and we want Naj Reid. And that's it. Yes or no?
he's cheaper. I don't know. You're asking a Minnesotan here. I can't answer that. If Nas Reed goes, I want nothing a part of it. It just needs to happen, and I had nothing to do with it.
Cause dude, okay, and like I get it. It's a hometown thing, man. It's like a no, he's obviously
So
not from.
no, but there's billboards
Yeah, but
that
it's
says Nas knows his TSR time. Like there's people, just regular people who know who Nas Reed is more
but
than
it
Rudy
comes down
Gobert.
to like,
even.
dude, we all watched Portland fail Dame. Dame was Portland, and everyone in their right mind was saying Portland or Dame, get out of Portland. Portland trade Dame. We did the same thing with Devin Booker. The Phoenix loved Devin Booker. Obviously, they
Oh, if
kept
Ant
him.
wants out, he's gonna get out. I promise you that. Especially after what he said to did he say
Who?
that to Giannis, saying that you should demand? No, he said it to Curry, saying that you should demand a trade.
What I'm getting at more is when somebody has so much value to it. Who would be a better option? Because those are like your two number one guys. Udonis Haslam and Nick Collison don't count because they didn't have any trade value at all. But when I guess what I'm saying is when you're a team that's trying to contend now, it's a bad idea to trade someone who does have enough value to get you to specifically fill in a hole that you have, like a really big hole. And if the asking price is Nas Reed and you say no, but not because the player you're getting isn't good enough to help, but you just don't want to trade Nas Reed. I think it's terrible for your franchise.
I just would rather trade Julius Randle because I know
I
that you're
agree,
gonna get
but
a elite
there's gonna be
guard.
players that you're gonna have to get to where if you trade Julius Randle, let's say we're gonna say it's Emmanuel Quickly in this situation because Julius Randle's a way better player than Emmanuel Quickly. If
Yeah.
if there is
Then
a
I'm giving them Nas over. Yeah. If
that's what I'm
but
getting
at
at.
the
Like
same
if,
time, you have to have the contract conversation because I mean, bar for bar, he's probably making around the same as Julius Randle, so it would make more sense from that
well,
standpoint.
yeah, no, I
than
agree with that.
different
And
picks,
Emmanuel Quickly is just the example here. I'm not worried about
I
the
think
contract.
it'll
But
never
let's
happen.
say
But we
if it's a player of Emmanuel Quickly's caliber, and you see the post or the tweet from Shams say that they traded Julius Randle for it in Minnesota, if you're like, well, at least we kept Naj Reed, you're an idiot. It's stupid.
yeah,
It's
that's
stupid.
true. And I mean, even yeah, I guess take contracts out of that one, but put contracts back into it. If we can get Andrew Nimhard and you add in Nas Reed and whoever else, I know we had that trade where we had Rudy Gobert go to the Pacers.
To Indiana Pacers, yeah.
Yeah, but Nas Reed would be a lot better fit, and I agree. I think Rudy Gobert is a much better player than Naz Reid. But as far as a fit goes, I think Naz Reid would be a better fit just objectively.
If you get Nembhard for Naz Reid, I think that's good.
No,
That's
you're
a
giving
win.
more than Naz Reid. You're
No,
definitely
but like
giving
let's
more
say
than
that's like
Naz
the
Reid.
1-for-1 main thing. Like obviously there's gonna be pieces around it.
Yeah.
But like again, if it was the Andrew Nembhard traded for Julius Randle, I would. If I'm a Minnesota fan, that's like outside of the tie-in, I'd be kind of pissed.
Yeah, if you're a Timberwolves fan and you get a notification from Shams and it's a straight up trading Naz Reid to the Pacers for Andrew Nembhard. If you're not ecstatic about that,
It's
if
like,
you're a
you know,
Timberwolves fan, you should not watch basketball.
Naz
You should
Reid,
watch
we
something
love
else.
you, man. But at the end of the day, like
Love you
if
to
you want the
death.
Timberwolves to succeed, you got to know that there's times where those players you love need to go. Kemba Walker, for example.
You should love Anthony Edwards a lot more. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, exactly. You want Anthony Edwards to stay? Go get him the pieces. Kemba Walker, man, when trading him for the Hornets was one of the hardest things we ever did. Like Kemba Walker is Charlotte. Kemba Walker is the Hornets, man. But we realized it kind of ran its course. We got Terry Rozier. We got Gordon Hayward. And we had a play-in year. We made the play-in that year, and it was nice. But now look at where we're at. And that's just how the snowball effect goes, man. Like, sometimes you got to trade the players you love.
It's just the way the cookie crumbles.
It's
what it is.
It's a tough thing, man, but I see a lot of Timberwolves players or fans say that we can't do that trade because it gets rid of Naz Reid. But I'm like, well, then your team will never succeed if you're so hung up on Naz Reid, who is a good player. Like, don't get me wrong. But if you got to fill these holes. And if you're telling me, like, you're going to get an Andrew Nembhard and you're trading Rudy Gobert or Julius Randle, then you're screwed as a franchise. I never get to say my stuff about the Wolves. And, like, I like the Wolves. I really like Naz Reid, man. But that's all I could think about when I think. And, like, people are like, well, no, we don't want to trade Naz Reid. Then I'm like, what do you want then? You can't go to Rob Dillingham and Mike Conley and say, those are our assets.
I might get a Naz Reid tattoo. That's the thing. Like, I would get a Naz Reid tattoo.
I get
that's
it, man.
That's how crazy it is.
But when
how crazy it is.
When I hear like you and Owen constantly like throw out like, or primarily more Owen than you, be like Mike Conley, Rob Dillingham. What can it get us to help us fill that point guard? Nothing. They both are useless assets. And if you're like, well, we could trade Julius Randle, unless you're getting like a De'Aaron Fox, don't do it. Trade Naz Reid.
Point. Okay. And before we end this episode here, what point guard, let's say we do trade Julius Randle, what point guard would fill? How do I word this? What point guard that they could trade for would act?
Point guards
be Garland.
Like Garland, I'd be kind of pissed because Garland, we just haven't seen. If I'm getting like 2 years ago, Garland, 100% happy with it. I think it would be a good fit. But it's with the Garland we got now, it's such a hard thing to say. Like if Garland,
it's also kind of a risk because he's expensive.
Yeah. Let me look at some rosters real quick because this is
also another guy that I could see the Wolves trade for, and it's not giving up Julius Randle is Isaiah Collier. I think that guy's probably going to be on the chopping block. They just drafted Walter Clayton, and Keontae George is he's having a crazy season. What if would you? This is interesting. Would you trade Julius Randle?
Are we on the same?
Don't think about the Kings. Don't think about the Kings. But trading Julius Randle to the Kings, don't think about the Kings in the sense of why they would want Julius Randle. But you're getting Dennis Schroeder and Malik Monk both. Your playmaking is made. Like you figured it out. You figured it out. I mean, the problem is solved with those two guys. Done deal. Then Naz is your starting power forward. Is Naz a fine enough starting power forward when you have Rudy Gobert? Because when you have Rudy Gobert, who's going to be a 5-time Defensive Player of the Year, you can handle Naz Reid and his defensive liabilities. Then you still have Jaden McDaniels, who's 24 years old. So then you got Malik Monk, Edwards, Jaden, Naz, Rudy, and then Schroeder off the bench. You don't have to worry about the Mike Conley thing anymore. You don't need to. Rob Dillingham can sit on the bench and just develop because he doesn't have the pressure anymore.
I'm really contemplating this one.
It's a lot to give up, especially how Julius Randle has looked in the last year and a half.
You're not maxing, like you're not.
Sometimes you got to look a little bit worse to be better.
No, I agree, completely agree, and that's why I'm trying to like wrap my head. You're not matching their production per se, like at least the defensive side of the ball, because I think Julius Randle's actually been a decent enough defender this year.
But now
Um,
you don't have like a Twin Towers thing. It's just everything revolves around Anthony Edwards.
this does give you like again playmaking. Like Dennis Schroeder's a fine playmaker. He's not like the perfect one. I don't think he's good enough. Malik Monk,
I think
not
he's a lot
this
better
year.
than you think he is.
I don't think Dennis. I'm not saying like Dennis Schroeder's fucking like god awful. He's a good enough playmaker.
I
He's
think
a solid-
Dennis Schroeder in Minnesota right now, in comparison to what they have, it's a
Oh, dude,
godsend to get
Dennis
Dennis
Schroeder is like God. Yeah, he's God in that sense.
Yeah.
There's no playmaking there outside of Anthony Edwards.
I mean, he's not Jokic, but
Yeah, dude, that's close, man. That's like because you're not getting
Okay.
the star power. You're not getting the like. It's like
Okay,
trading
you
an
give up-
86 overall for like an 80 overall and a 78 in 2K.
here.
But it
Here.
fills up so much.
Malik
depth.
Monk. You trade Julius Randle and Rob Dillingham for Malik Monk, Dennis Schroeder, and Keon Ellis.
Oh,
You
yeah,
happy?
Keon Ellis did. Then yes, I would 100% be okay with that. I love Keon.
You're kind of small now. You're a little small here.
You still got
You didn't
Nasri?
get you got Nas Reed and Rudy.
Yeah, Jaden. Jaden's tall.
Jaden.
Yeah, Yohan.
Off the bench though.
Yeah, Yohan Behringer.
Yeah, that's just the minutes that you don't have Rudy out there. But then what? Like you don't have like an Obi Toppin. You don't have like an OG.
It
a
is
big-
true. Like that bench unit is just going to be two guards and then.
And then I mean your best young player outside of Keon Ellis is Terrence Shannon, who could be a 3 maybe,
Like,
but certainly not a 4.
if it was y'all traded Julius Randle for like LaMelo Ball, I'd be okay with that. And I don't want LaMelo Ball, but like if that was, I mean, I don't want Julius Randle, but I was just
I don't
putting like
know,
a
man.
caliber of play. Dude, I'm telling you, this is all gonna get cut out because none of this really matters. But like,
No, this is part of the Wolves stuff for sure.
yeah, true. Though I understand a lot of people's like disagreements with LaMelo. I've had my own gripes with LaMelo. I will not doubt that. The last 2 months LaMelo, I will say I flipped a switch on. He has changed my mind. I genuinely love him. He is.
What do you benefit from having Julius Randle?
Oh, we
outside of
don't.
just being
I was just saying like.
I mean, you're a
if-
better team, but
No, hold on. I do not want that trade to happen. I want to keep LaMelo. I'm not saying the trade was happening. I'm just saying if like
the idea of
world-
LaMelo, the idea of LaMelo in Minnesota, yeah, that makes
it would
sense.
be good, dude. Oh, and
yeah.
if you gave up Julius Randle for like LaMelo, then yeah, I'd say
The upside of LaMelo, I'm doing it.
yeah.
The upside
So
of LaMelo, I'm doing it.
I was just answering your question from earlier. I've still been racking my brain on it. Like if you saw Julius Randle was traded for what point guard, you'd be okay with it? And LaMelo is probably like the perfect
The upside of LaMelo, yes, the upside of LaMelo.
because
But there's
I-
a lot.
I
There's a
think-
lot.
I think the upside, yeah, like Julius Randle is good. LaMelo
I just
has
don't think he's a winning player.
What?
I just don't think he's a winning player.
Yeah, okay, this is exactly what I'm coming at, man. The last month, like the last 2 months, LaMelo Ball, this new LaMelo, because I will say 100%, one of the biggest things like LaMelo Ball has done recently is there's the game against the Pacers that the Hornets lost. There's
Yeah.
about a minute left in the fourth quarter, and they're running a fast break. LaMelo goes between the legs, throws up an alley-oop,
Yeah.
and it gets rejected. It gets turned over. And that's kind of game. That was game. That was the game, like the shot to give us a good lead of a double 2-possession lead. And he went flashy. It was bad, and I was
Yep.
pissed. Post game interview. This is the best thing I've seen. Like out of everything LaMelo Ball has done in the last like 2 months that I've really been impressed with, this has been my favorite thing. They're doing the post game interview, and LaMelo Ball straight up was like, "It is my fault we lost this game." He said, "This is on me." And keep in mind, he wasn't the one that took the terrible last shot, Colin Sexton, that airballed a floater to win the game.
Yeah.
LaMelo Ball put all this on him. And that is, dude, the amount of maturity, I think, if you don't watch, like, Hornets games, if you're not, like, tapped in with, like, a lot of the Hornets, like, inside stuff, you don't see a lot of it, which is fine. Like, and that's fine. I don't expect, you and Owen to be tapped into my team. I'm not tapped into the damn Minnesota Timberwolves. Like, post-game
Should.
interviews and stuff.
Oh, no.
Do what?
Not post game interviews.
this like LaMelo, I think Khan has changed a lot of it. I think Charles Lee has changed a lot of it. This team is a very mature team now.
I was just saying, if he's tapped into a winning culture, we could see it, but I just haven't seen it yet.
Dude, what do you mean? This team has been winning, dog. This team has been winning.
I mean, for 2 months.
Again,
it's super exciting.
Since they have been healthy,
but like there's not like a sample size.
Well, again, because the entire sample size is when they're healthy together, and they're healthy together
It's just
finally, and they're winning. So
Yeah.
There's only so much.
So
you
them
can
together,
ask for
yeah.
in that situation.
I guess that then just the next question mark is just if they're going to stay like that.
Yeah, if that's the biggest thing. That's what I was going to get at. Is like you do have to worry about his health.
Yeah, it seems fragile.
But
anyway, yeah.
I've grown really big fan of LaMelo Ball in the last 2 months.
I'm really happy for you. I've been tuning into some more Hornets games, and it's
Dude,
a lot
we're
of fun.
fun and we're good, dude. It's
Yeah. But anyways,
that Pacers game, man. I've never been so angry in my life.
I didn't
Never
watch the
been so
Pacers
angry.
game.
Lost by 1 point. 1 point.
Do you take this trade? Malik Monk, Dennis Schroeder, Keon Ellis for Julius Randle, and probably more like Shannon Sharp, because if you're getting Keon,
Shannon Sharp.
Not Shannon Sharp, T.J. Shannon.
Terrence Shannon.
Yeah, T.J. Shannon.
Oh, dude. Ooh. Because the only thing I'm thinking about now is
how
the
did it
amount of
look like?
size you do lose.
You do lose a lot of size. And the Kings don't really have a lot of size to give you. Unless you
Maxime
want
Reynaud?
Dario Saric. They're not going to give him up.
But I mean, it's not a bad value trade. I just think there's other things you'd want to work with in terms of like size.